Hi Leo, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your February mid-month tarot check. So this is February 2020 mid-month tarot check for all Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed, liked, commented, and shared my videos. I really appreciate that, and it's fun having you along with me. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe and hit that bell if you want to be notified when new videos are posted. I am sorry, on the February monthly, I got to talking, and it did start a little late. I won't do that again today, but what I want to tell you is that message might be important for you, okay? Because when I am talking, I'm not talking about my personal life. I'm giving you guidance for how to create your own reality. Don't you want to draw things into your life? I would think you would, or you probably wouldn't be watching tarot for guidance. Now again, please use this, it's for entertainment purposes, but please don't use this for mental health treatment. If you have some issues in that way, go see a therapist. But in the meantime, if you're watching this and you're looking for some guidance, I am happy to give it to you. So I did get a couple of harsh Leos on the thing, and what I'll say about that is, and then we'll get into the reading, is you've probably heard that the saying that we're human beings, not human doings. Well, it doesn't just mean be mindful. It also means that you are bringing your beingness into every aspect of your interactions. So if you are impatient, hostile, and intolerant, that's your beingness. If you're kind, loving, generous, that's your beingness, and that's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract things that match your beingness. So I would probably suggest, if you don't like something, just wear the world like a loose-fitting garment and don't blow up about it. So anyway, this is for Leo, February 2020 mid-month, Leo. Time is fluid, you guys, so, if I get if I get a good reading on the time, I get a good, really strong intuition, I will share that. So this is our Louise Hay. It's the author of You Can Heal Your Life. Life loves you. Sorry, I guess I'm excited to get to the reading. I'm not real clear here. I apologize. I nurture my inner child. Loving your inner child helps you remember your innocence and recognizes how much life loves you. Ask the child within you, what can I do for you today? Okay, so especially if you feel like you didn't have a great childhood and you weren't nurtured and loved in the way that you do deserve and are worth, take care of yourself. You are worth it. Whoa, right off the bat. Current position, Ace of Cups and the Star. Loving this. Okay, clarity is sort of the destiny or at the root of things. In the more recent past, more distant past, you have the Sun and the Hanged Man. At the more recent past, boy, this is really lovely. You have the Empress as incoming energy. This is you, the Eight of Cups. This is the Querent. This could be another person involved, the Knight of Wands. Your hopes and fears are the world. The outcome, you've got the Page of Swords. Now on the bottom, you do have the Two of Wands, but with the Ten of Pentacles. So this is an interesting reading, but it's really nice, you guys. So your present position, you've got two aces in this. So you've got the Ace of Cups as your present position, and the influence around it is the Star. So this is all about wish fulfillment. And as I've talked about in previous videos, the deck is all about the Fool's journey, which is the soul's journey. So on the soul's journey, when the Fool meets the Star card, this is all about a time for the Fool to experience growth, but also patience. And again, I mentioned it's about wish fulfillment. So it's like the Fool is wishing on a star, and all of his hopes and dreams are going to come true with the Star card. So it's a very positive card. It really should never be taken into a negative context. I would never do that. It's a time of rejuvenation, of asking for what you want. So with this Ace of Cups, again, this is typically it's about new love, or it can be about a new beginning. And the cup is just overflowing with love. This is about an eternal love, a never-ending love, a love that can last a lifetime. So if that's what you're in the market for, you could be going through a real rebirth, but they're really both about new. The star too is about new possibilities. And it's a time of inspiration, fulfilling every single thing the Fool wishes for. So if you're wishing for love, and with this Ace of Cups, it is an abundance and it's a complete emotional satisfaction. So I do love this. Now with the Ace of Swords down here, the Ace of Swords is a little different than the Ace of Cups. This is about cutting something free. It's about clarity though, and having a new challenge or a new goal, or it may also be about like understanding the truth in a matter. So I feel like for you, you definitely have new love coming in here, Leo, and if that's what you're in the market for, you will be very, very deeply loved in this situation. So this is also too about communication, this Ace of Swords. So it may be kind of your destiny or your goal with a potentially an ex too. That could be for some of you, not for all of you, because the new stuff is probably a stronger vibration than an ex. But for some of you, this may be true, that some things needed to be clarified. They needed to be revealed to you, and it's a lot about somebody else bringing in communication. So I do feel like for you, if you're going to get communication, it will be forward coming. And I would tell you, just slow your roll and wait for it. Do not go after this person. Let them come to you. And the best thing you can do when you have a situation, you've probably seen those 30-day no contact videos and strategies to try to get a relationship back. Do you know why that works in some cases? It doesn't work in all of them, because if you sit for 30 days obsessively thinking, it's not a vibrational match. But once you distance yourself and you raise your vibration, but you distance it, and that person is no longer being energetically lifted up from you, they will feel that and they will come running. And that's why that does sometimes work. You don't necessarily have to do that though. And don't pay anybody $49.99 for that information. I'll give it to you through my channel for free. How about that? And I'll never try to sell you stuff on this channel. I'm not here to try to sell you programs, even though I'm a fully licensed clinician. I just want to help people, and I want to share the information that I've learned over the years, because I can give you some real shortcuts to a life that will be beyond what you thought you could have. So this was in the distant past, and I think this is related to, for those of you that are dealing with an ex, you may have been very in love with this person, and guess what? Love never dies, okay? It doesn't. It's just like energy is never created or destroyed. It continues, and that's basic science, by the way. So if anybody wants to argue with that, I don't find an 8th grade science teacher and argue with them, okay? So anyway, with this though, love never dies. And if you once had love for someone and they had real, genuine love for you, it's always there. So this was a relationship that I'm not completely clear on what happened with it. It feels like it was very abrupt and very unexpected. You don't have the Tower here, but I do think it was painful, and you or them had to surrender. You had to surrender and give up hope for a different past. That's what this is about. When we give up hope for a different past and we accept the things that have happened and we move forward in love and forgiveness and compassion. See the parts of people. It's okay to see people's brokenness and love them for it, okay? Love them when they don't love themselves. And I don't mean that in a codependent way. I mean that from almost like an observational way. It's not that we start to, become enmeshed with people, because that's incredibly unhealthy. But I just feel like this is too, it's about you going within. It's about you looking at things from a different perspective. So when the Hanged Man changes his perspective, he actually turns the world upside down on its head. And so if you can change your limited belief systems, anything that you might be holding on to that's a limiting belief, the things that you want are going to come forward. So what you have coming towards you, and that's where I think these are really beautifully connected, because if you invest in yourself and you connect spiritually and your spiritual condition is fit, you're going to have the most beautiful energy coming towards you. Now, these readings, sometimes they don't resonate with people because the person's attitude is shit. Excuse me, but they live in a perpetual shitstorm. And so then they don't understand, why are these so positive? It's energy, you guys. It's all energy. And if you can manage your thinking and know that the universe wants good things for you, okay? Einstein said the most important question you can ask is the universe a friendly or a hostile place? And if you can say, yes, the universe is a friendly place, guess what? You're going to have the Empress. She's a beautiful energy to have in a reading. You know, she's a maternal energy, a very kind energy, but she's also about abundance and flourishing. So she's got an unconditional, loving, very kind-hearted kind of an energy. This a lot of times too is spring and summer. So we're mid-February. So I'm going to tell you, in this case, could be more like April, okay? And especially with all that greenery, if you live in a climate like I do where you get a ton of rain in April. I mean, I know there's some weeks I've gone away the first week of April and come back and looked at my lawn and going, oh my God, what happened? It's so green suddenly because of all the rain while I was gone. I do feel like it could be April for some of you. It's possible March. I don't think February. It's not going to be tomorrow if you're watching this. But it's either going to be somewhere maybe later in March or April. But you're going to have, you know, something that comes in this material plane that's really going to be a very warm, stable, comforting energy. So if you're bringing an ex back, it's going to be a love that's going to be so much more stable than it was. I think you did have a deep love with this person. I really do, Leo. I don't think it was, you know, there was a passionate connection, but there was real depth to it. And it's like there's something missing. And nature abhors a vacuum. So if you go outside right now and dig a hole and you come back in 3 months, that hole will not be there because you cannot leave a vacuum. So there's something missing for both of you here. Now, if it's the Ace of Cups, new love, again, this is very nurturing. It's a time of, you know, being in your own power. So it's going to be a very reciprocal, balanced kind of a love. It's not going to be anything where you're going to feel like you need to put on airs to impress the person. You're going to know. They're going to look at you like you're the only person in the room. So very nice. So you're walking away from something to head to higher ground. Now, again, this could be, for a time, you may have been very invested in your finances, your career, stability, focusing on investing in yourself. So the Eight of Cups is not, don't see that as completely negative because it's a little bit of a dreary looking card. But overall, it's all about self-improvement too. And like I said, it's like heading up towards higher ground. He's walking, you know, upwards. You know, it's like you feel like there's some kind of passion. And it's worth surrendering whatever else you had there to pursue this passion. So it's also about working on yourself and letting go of anything that's not good for you. So if you're somebody, I don't know where I'm getting this from, but if you're a smoker and you're thinking about smoking, or somebody out there is thinking about trying vaping instead, don't do that. Okay? Don't get onto that because you're putting oil in your lungs. And I'm not trying to come down on people that are vaping, but I think we know more. It's not a great alternative. I would legitimately, you know, there are 12-step meetings for smokers because it's a bitch. And I'm not trying to tell you it's easy to do, but somebody's thinking about that too. And if that's you, it's time. Okay, so I'm not here to tell anybody what to do with their lives because guess what? You can't live somebody else's life for them. But I am telling you there's somebody thinking about quitting smoking, and if you need anything, you would need some support, write a comment. Yep, it's me. I want to do this so badly, but I'm scared. It's okay. It really is. And you'll be able to do it, but reach out to people. So the person around you comes in hot and heavy. This is like very passionate energy. I mean, if it's an ex, they're going to be, almost peeing their pants thinking that this could get off the ground. But even with a new person, I get that energy either way. Like they're going to be so amazed and delighted. And it's almost like, okay, just settle down a little bit. Like, I don't want this to get, completely out of control so that it just turns into this kind of immature thing where it's not, it's not stable. So that's the only caution with that. But your innermost hopes and dreams here are the World. So it's the final major arcana card, and she is known as the dancer of the tarot. She's completely free, right? She's not even wearing clothes. And she's got this wreath of victory around her. So at this point, this is in the deck. Historically, what this means is the Fool has achieved everything he's desired and wished for. This is like wish fulfillment galore. This is a mature energy. So that, to me, you're desiring somebody mature this time who's open to new experiences and is in a really centered state emotionally, and that is what you're going to get. If that's what you're focused on, that's what's going to show up. The infinity sign tells me that you are very open to the universe. You're open and willing to allow the gifts to come in. This can also be about a new phase and a new beginning. And that's where I think, again, it's either a brand new person or it's love coming back in. And I apologize, there's not much about money in here. I'm just not getting that. So I could make up stuff, but what would the purpose of that be? And that's boring for me. It doesn't, sometimes when I start to talk fast, it's the translation of things, but it's also a real feeling of enthusiasm that I just can't seem to mute. So I apologize to some extent, but then again, I don't, because that's a very good thing in a reading. So I only apologize if you're having trouble following me. So you're ultimately here, though, what's interesting is this is the page, even though he's a little bit immature, again, I get it with the Knight, too. It's like this kind of giddiness. They want to bring you an offer, for sure. But it might be something you're a little bit skeptical about, and I think that's where this comes in. You're kind of like, okay, let me just think about this for a minute before I do anything too hasty. But ultimately, with this, this is wealth for everyone. This 10 of Pentacles, this is complete fulfillment. It is stable. This is not a wishy-washy energy. This is like your dreams come true. So I do think ultimately that's what you're going to see as the final result. I think you're going to really feel the energy of this late March into April. And, I'd love to hear what's going on with you by August, quite frankly. I think, some of you could be in a very serious relationship by then, where it's like an engagement. And I know that seems kind of quick. You're going, wait a minute, what are you talking about? There's nobody around me now. You think I could be engaged by August? If you let go of the limiting beliefs, let the hangman surrender, you bet. I don't believe it. I mean, I don't think it. I believe it, and I know it. So if you can do that, you're going to have this. And so here's the good news about this. If you're the problem, you're also the solution. How about that? So I absolutely love you, and I appreciate. I had so many more positive comments from Leo than anything negative, but I really do appreciate your support, and I'm excited about this for somebody. You've got such a nice, strong, just bountiful energy coming towards you. It's really beautiful. So enjoy that, and I'll be back soon.